Okay, I didn't actually tell my faction I was playing a singles match tonight, a Warzone match. I think they kind of want me to just stick to Fandom, but I can't play in Fandom for a while. So I came here. It's singles. People know how I feel about this. It's where I come for fun. I don't really do any studying. I've been watching everybody's matches this year, though, and I sort of like get a perfect round and then get like 3 points. Perfect round, 3 points. So we'll see which one of these this is. Probably going to be the 3 points. I don't really know that much about John, but he's a member of the Kingsmen. We've mended that bridge. At least I think we have. So good luck to John. This should be fun, but singles, anything can happen. Let's go.
I completely concur with the video store. I think you should go back to Fandom. Because this is our house. So it's nice of you to visit. Keep the shoes by the door. Don't touch anything. It's not going to be a long stay for you. But yeah, welcome to the Warzone room and enjoy your temporary stay before we kick your ass back to Fandom. John, you want to say anything?
Nope. Joe, nice to meet you. I don't know much about you two. Let's have a great match. Nothing personal.
No, it's all personal. Let's play.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Multiplex Movie Warzone. I'm your host for today, Andrew the Dive Bar. I'm alone, so this is going to be a mess. But we do have a great match for you guys today. We have Joe Farrelly versus John Petrovich. Two of these guys, we know that they are incredibly talented in what they do. Joe being more of a Phantom player, but he's a sneaky good singles player when you watch any of his tapes. And John's shown himself to be a very strong competitor in his last couple matches. So with that, we are going to bring them in. All right, gentlemen. So with that, we are going to get started with round number one. Round number one is going to work like this. You're going to get 8 different questions in 8 different categories. You get the question right, you get a point. Good for you, but you have to write it down on your whiteboard in a matter of 15 seconds, and you have to say it as well. If you get all 8 questions correct, you will be issued a bonus question, also worth 1 point. So with that, Joe, are you ready?
No, I forgot to say something in my promo, and apologies to my faction. Buy our shit.
John, are you ready?
Buy their shit. Buy their shit, and yeah.
Oh, I'm going to kill you.
All right, and also don't forget you have 3 repeats and 1 challenge during this match. So with that being said, your first question is going to come in the category of horror thriller. What weapon does Patrick use to kill Paul in American Psycho? This is probably the moment where, if Boatman was here, he would make a Fall Out Boy reference to that American something American Psycho. Koho's gonna kill me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Joe.
Max.
And John.
X.
Hey, Paul! That is correct.
It's hip to be square.
Your next question is going to come in recent releases. Who plays the titular character's husband, Jim Baker, in The Eyes of Tammy Faye? Speaking of bakers, I'm going to be making some cookies sometime this week. Corn cookies. I think I'm going to dice up some jalapenos and toss those in as well for a little extra bite to them. Delicious. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. John.
Not sure. Andrew Garfield.
And Joe.
Adam Driver.
Andrew Garfield is correct.
Damn it.
So your next question is going to come in war. What film set in a World War II German prison camp centers around a prisoner being accused of being a German informant? Not a lot of jokey, quippy dialogue that I can use here. But I will say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Joe.
I don't have it.
And John.
Stalag 17.
Stalag 17 is correct. Your next question is going to come in Oscars. Who was the most recent person to win Best Director for a film that did not win Best Picture? It's one of those questions. You think it's going to go one way, and then we flip it on its head at the last second like an Olympic gymnast. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. John.
Alfonso Cuarón.
And Joe.
It's more than what I had. I had none.
Alfonso Cuarón is correct. And your next question is going to come in biopics. The movies about the real people. Who does Cate Blanchett play in The Aviator? I'm going to give a hint to our players. It is not Cate Blanchett. She does not play Cate Blanchett. That would be great, though. I want to see that movie. 5.
Come on.
4.
Come on.
3.
Shit.
2. 1.
Sorry, Koho.
Pens down. So, John.
This person.
Looks just like them. And Joe.
Amelia Earhart?
The answer is Katharine Hepburn.
Okay.
Katharine Hepburn. Your next question is going to come in music. I'm making the music. Who stars as Joe Gideon in All That Jazz? God, I wanna sing the song so bad, but I'm not Spence. I'm not gonna make that joke. Co-host doing it in the background. 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you, Joe. 1. Pens down. Let's start with Joe.
I said I came here for fun, so shameless plug. Buy our shit.
Buy their shit. I wish I could give you the points for that, but I can't. And John.
Buy their shit. Also, no clue. I just guessed Bob Fosse.
Close. Roy Scheider.
Not
Roy
close.
Scheider.
But
I didn't.
That's fine.
Your next question is going to come in crime. What decade does LA Confidential take place? This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I need to rewatch Titanic, but I still think that this should have beaten Titanic at the Oscars, personally. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. John.
Never seen it. 1980s. Let's try that.
And Joe.
1970s.
The correct answer is the 1950s.
Okay.
And your final question is going to come in scores and soundtracks. Kenny Loggins performed the song I'm All Right for what 80s comedy? Now, this one, I really want to sing. This song is great. Some people say I sound just like Kenny Loggins if I stubbed my toe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Joe.
Hey, everybody. We're all going to get laid. Caddyshack.
Yeah! And John.
It looks good on you, though.
Didn't have it.
All right. Caddyshack is the correct answer. And with that, the score is now 4-2 in John's favor. But we're going to be heading in.
I got the first one and the last one.
With that, we're going to go into round number 2. Round number 2 is affectionately known as the wheel round. We have 8 different categories for our players, with each of our competitors picking 2 strengths. Joe's strength being Fandom Star Wars and View Askew. John's strengths being Powell and Pressburger and Judy Garland. And we also have romantic comedies, war, animation, and biopics. So, John, you are in the lead. I will bring your manager in. Would you like to go first or second?
Can I just go?
Do you want to just go?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
I was going to say we should defer and let him go. So,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I would say we'll go dose, as in how many Oragitas are nominated for an Oscar this year. But
2. We'll go second. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you for that, Koho. So, Joe, this is going to be your spin. I know how much you love to spin first. Romantic comedies. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Well, Thomas isn't here. Normally he just uses a whiteboard, so it says spin again on here, but I'm not going to listen to him. I'm going to keep it.
Okay. Not listening to your manager. I respect that. So, your first question in
stuff I'd rather avoid.
Your first question in romantic comedies is, what does Rowan Atkinson? I will start that again. What does Rowan Atkinson's character sell in Love Actually?
Jewelry.
That is correct for 2 points.
Thanks for the British one first.
Don't thank me. I didn't write that one. Who directed Begin Again?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, Michael Showalter, B, Jonathan Levine, C, Dexter Fletcher, or D, John Carney.
B, Bravo.
That is incorrect, John. Your options again are A, Michael Showalter, B, Jonathan Levine, C, Dexter Fletcher, or D, John Carney.
D, John Carney, as in Delta, final answer.
That is correct for 1 point. All right, Joe, your next question. Vincent Gardenia and Olympia Dukakis play the parents of the main character in what romantic comedy?
Yeah, multiple choice, please.
Your multiple choice options are A, Pretty in Pink, B, Mystic Pizza, C, Moonstruck, or D, Working Girl.
Moonstruck.
That is correct for 1 point. What is the name of the girl who Tom meets in a job interview at the end of 500 Days of Summer?
Autumn.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question, what is Fran Kubelik's job in the apartment?
Elevator operator.
And that is correct for 2 more points, bringing Joe's score up to 9, but John getting a 1 point steal, bringing his score up to 5. So we will bring up the wheel and away we go. Biopics. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I'll try again.
Yeah, this is a great wheel. So
like the only one that I didn't really want was rom-coms.
Yeah.
That's gone. So
let's spin it again.
Okay.
All right. Did you ask so nicely?
I don't really want Star Wars, but
Yeah, well, we got it anyway.
Well, you got it.
You got it. You're good. You've literally crushed Star Wars in practice like for the last 2 weeks. You're fine.
At least I know that not spinning again was a good idea.
Just go multiple if you need to.
Sure.
Should have
All right.
spun first, guys.
So,
Star Wars.
John, are you ready for your first question in Fandom Star Wars?
Sure. Let's try.
All right. Your first question. Oh, I'm going to say this name wrong, probably. Which film features the character of Captain Kennedy?
Multiple choice, please.
Your multiple choice options are A, Attack of the Clones, B, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, C, The Last Jedi, or D, The Rise of Skywalker.
D. Fine. Let's try that. D.
That is incorrect. Joe, chance for the 1 point steal. Your options again are A, Attack of the Clones, B, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, C, The Last Jedi, or D, The Rise of Skywalker.
The Last Jedi.
That is correct for 1 point.
All right, let's not do that again.
Your next question. In The Force Awakens, who sets off the charges inside Starkiller Base after Han is killed by Kylo Ren?
Chewbacca.
That is correct for 2 points.
I think I wrote that question for until recently.
Your next question. What is the only category in which multiple Star Wars films have won an Oscar?
Am I parsing that correctly? Best original score.
That is incorrect. Joe, chance for the 2-point steal.
Best visual effects.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for best sound. Best sound.
Oh, yeah. Oscars.
Okay.
How many Star Wars films feature the character of Sheev Palpatine? Five, 4.
Repeat the question.
Absolutely. That is your first repeat. How many Star Wars films feature the character of Sheev Palpatine?
Eight.
That is incorrect. Joe, chance for the 2-point steal.
6.
You guys sandwiched it. It's 7.
Let's say what 7 are.
It does not.
1 second.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to challenge.
Okay. So,
No, I'm not going to challenge. I just
Okay.
remembered it.
All right.
Fucking Clone Wars.
Well, with that, we're going to move on to the final question of this category. In the Clone Wars, what is Jabba's son's real name?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, Pedunky, B, Rhoda, C, Zero, or D, Rika.
Rhoda.
That is correct for 1 point.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that, the score is right now it is Joe with 10 points and John with 8. So still a close game, and anything can happen as we go into round 3, which is pick your poison round. Our competitors will pick a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 4-point question in 4 different categories. Your categories today being comic book movies, classics, war, family, horror, action adventure, comedy, and drama. We will take a little short break for our players to decide what they want, and we will be right back right now. All right, and we are back. Our players have picked their categories. Joe has picked his 1-point question in comedy, his 2 in action, his 3 in action adventure, his 3 in horror, his 4 in comic book movies. And John has picked his 1 in action adventure, his 2 in drama, his 3 in war, and his 4 in classics. So, John, since you are behind, we will be starting with you. Are you ready for your 1-point question in action adventure?
Yep, bring it on.
All right, that's the spirit. Your 1-point question. Who plays the character of Roger Murtaugh in Lethal Weapon?
Mel Gibson.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Danny Glover.
Okay, that's fine.
Your 2-point question in the category of drama. You will find supporting performances from Chris Cooper, Allison Janney, and Wes Bentley in what drama?
Is that American Beauty?
That is American Beauty to tie the game. All right. Joe, we will be heading over to you. Your 1-point question in comedy. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. What 80s comedy features performances from Leslie Nielsen, Robert Stack, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
One of the greatest films of all time. Airplane.
I disagree with you, but that is technically correct for 1 point.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't you call me Shirley. John, we will be going over to you for your 3-point question in war. And your question is, all right, who plays Sergeant Tony Mr. Veer, I will start that again. Who plays Sergeant Tony Meserve in Casualties of War?
Repeat the question.
Absolutely. That is your second repeat. You have one more after this. Who plays Sergeant Tony Meserve in Casualties of War?
Sergeant. Okay. Sergeant. I think he's lower ranked. Let's try Sean Penn.
That is correct for 3 big points. All right. As we go into Joe's 2-pointer in action adventure. The 2017 action film Atomic Blonde primarily is set in what decade?
The 1980s.
That is correct for 2 points, tying it up. But we will be sticking with Joe since he has more questions to answer. So, Joe, your 3-point question in horror. What 2010s horror film is about a deaf woman whose home is invaded by a masked killer?
Hush.
Don't you tell me to hush. But that is correct for 3 points. All right. So, whoops, that is the wrong person. So, we will be heading over to John for his 4-point question. If he gets this, he will be sending it back over to Joe. So, John, are you ready for your 4-point question in classics?
Let's do it.
All right. Your 4-pointer is: what 1930s film features the town of Mandrake Falls?
1930s, Mandrake Falls. No, that's
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question, please.
All right, that is your final repeat. And your question is: what 1930s film features the town of Mandrake Falls? Five, 4, 3, 2,
Anatomy of a Murderer.
1.
Good game, Joe.
And your winner, Joe Hot Fuzz Farrelly. The correct answer was Mr. Deeds Goes to Town.
Yeah.
Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. Great game from our competitors today. That was a back and forth. I loved that. Let us start with our unfortunate second place finishers today. John, you guys played a really good game. It was you guys bounced back and forth in round 3, so it's not like there was a big difference between you two today. You both played really well. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, not excellent, but it happens. Fandom is stupid.
Yeah, Star Wars ended up being a little bit deeper than we necessarily thought we would get in a Warzone setting of Star Wars, but that's fine. That happens.
Yeah.
Could have kept Multiplex, probably did okay, but
I don't actually mean fandom is stupid. It's just I like rom-com is a category that I am not good at all, and I would have swept those rom-com questions. So, it's just a cruel irony to that. Oh well, I'll do better next time if there's a next time, I guess.
There's absolutely going to be a next time.
That was a tight game. We barely lost that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, spinner's choice sometimes, or when you land on an opponent's strength, I mean, it's a tricky situation. We've all fallen into that, unfortunately. But as I said, you played great. As I said, also, we will be seeing you again. Is there anyone that you would like to play?
Well, I've lost twice, so basically anybody that you can throw at me, and we'll see, I guess. So,
all right.
Is David Garcia around? I'll take the free W.
That's not very
We can
nice.
talk to him. I don't think he's on the singles list, but we can make some.
I'm sure he would tell you himself he's not playing singles, but I like it. David is my hero. He'll tell you that.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. We appreciate you being here. As we move on to Joe. Joe, you did a great job. I know that you don't normally come into singles being like, yeah, I'm like the great player, but you did a great job today. How you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad. Glad I stuck with rom-coms over biopics. I think rom-coms definitely are better for me. I've probably seen more of them. Yeah, round one wasn't great. I said in my promo, I either get like 2 or 3 points or a perfect round. This was the 2 points. But thankfully, it was Caddyshack the last one, which made me happy because I love that movie. And then, yeah, got lucky with the categories I picked. So I got the airplane question and the Hush question and a comic book movie and the action adventure one, which was, those ones were nicely geared towards me. So the other rounds worked out so well, but not round one. John played a really good game. He, was better than me in round one. Just got hit with those Star Wars a bit. I'm not even going to talk about that. Missing the steal, that was embarrassing. But, it is what it is. I feel good.
So
Always
basically
nice
what you're saying is I can come for that fandom belt now that you missed that Star Wars question.
Yeah. I'm not going to. David won't let me forget about that. The definitely not playing Warzone player.
All right. But Joe, you are now 2-1. This means that you will be in the tournament. Is there anyone that you're hoping to face in there?
It's a little bit of redemption, actually, because last time I was in the tournament, I played Cameron Redshaw, I think, in the first round, and I got beaten, but I should have hit my 3-pointer or my 4-pointer, which would have seen me beat him. And I knew it. I just said the wrong actor. So a little bit of redemption in there, but no one else, because even Redshaw is better than me. Everyone's really, really good at Warzone, and they'll probably beat me, but just for the attempt at redemption, I'd like Redshaw.
Understood. Well, we'll see what happens. Thank you for coming, Joe. Great game. Yeah, great game by both of our players, back and forth throughout the entire match. And sometimes, unfortunately, luck just happens to swing the way of one player, but it happens every match. But with that being said, thank you to Kaleb Koho, John Petrovich, Joe Farrelly, and for myself. This has been Multiplex Movie Warzone. And, I should probably be playing a clip here, shouldn't I? And there are so many here. We're gonna cut this out at some point, I swear to God. All right, I can't find it. Bye. Have fun storming the castle. You think it'll work?